It's
Good day to all. I'm Harlequin. This is my son Tristan,
yo.
and I am not a medical expert, nor am I an autism specialist. What I am is a single parent of an amazing son who has ASD, who has the whole entire world in front of him. So, Tristan has decided that he wants to just be in the introduction of this video, as far as I know. So, with that, we'll excuse him to his room if he wants to go. And then it'll just be me. Now, I had asked you all to put in the comments whether I should have it be that that we go over the issues we were having with shampooing his hair, or our issues with sleeping that led to him having melatonin gummies. There actually was no comments in the last video, so this video, I asked Tristan about what he wanted in this video, and he said the second option. So in this video, we're going to be talking about his sleep issues that have led for him to take in melatonin gummies at nighttime to help him sleep. So it started in, I believe, 6th grade, maybe 7th grade. He was having a lot of issues sleeping at night because his anxiety was so skyrocket high that he just could not get to sleep at night because the darkness scared him, he said. And he would literally stay up all night long, all the way until the sun came up, and only when the sun came up, he would go to sleep. And previous to that time, in his early childhood, and I'm talking 2 years old, 3 years old, 4, and even 4 years old, and 5 years old, he was having really extreme night terrors, where he would be asleep, and all of a sudden he would start screaming and screaming and screaming. And no matter what I did, whether I raised my voice to wake him, whether I, nudged him or shook him to wake him up, or whether, I turned on the lights, or anything I did to wake him up, he would not wake up. He would just be screaming and screaming and screaming until the time he would actually wake himself up, and just like clockwork, immediately after he woke up, he ran to the bathroom, urinated, and then went back to bed and just went to sleep at that point. As a parent, I did find it odd, and I did ask a doctor whether they thought it might be seizures, and there is no indication that it was seizures at all. Tristan's biological mother does have seizures, so I thought that might be a possibility, but I was told that that was not the case. Also, he eventually, and I do mean eventually, did grow out of that. He actually grew out of that around the same time as he started staying up all night because his anxiety was so high that he was terrified of the dark and wouldn't go to sleep until the sun came out and it was light. And he would literally say to me, "The light is out now, I can go to sleep." So, we were dealing with that, and eventually it came to the point that he would go to sleep literally like maybe an hour, two at the most, before he would have to get up and go to school. And that ended up being a huge, huge problem because he would not get up because he was so exhausted and tired. So he missed a great deal of school at that time. And it came to the point where at this time I wasn't his PCA and I wasn't staying at home with him. At this time I had started working as a nanny for my then best friend and her children. So he would know that I could only try to get him up for school until I had to go to work. And then my mother was watching him and she wouldn't do it. So anyway, so I eventually, unfortunately, because he was missing so much school, that CPS was called about it. And we had a meeting with the CPS worker. And so we were talking with her. And that's actually how we got connected with Fraser, was the CPS worker didn't give an order, but strongly recommended that we start at Fraser, which we did, and we're still going there to this day, and it's been extremely helpful. So I don't begrudge her that at all in the least. Fraser is a great organization, but that's for another video. But what she did recommend for his sleeping habits, one of the things she recommended was melatonin gummies at night to help him sleep. And at this time, Tristan was in 7th grade by the time that this happened. And he's in 8th grade now. No, he's in 8th grade now. So I apologize, that's my fault. And I do not edit these videos, and they're unscripted. So I'm not going to go back and re-record or anything like that. I'm just going to say now that that was my fault. That was 6th grade that this all happened, not 7th grade, because it wasn't last year. It was pretty much the year before. And it may have even been 5th grade. I admit I honestly don't remember the exact school year. And again, this is unedited, so you can see how my memory is, but that's for another video as well. So getting back to the topic at hand, she did recommend melatonin gummies. And from that time I got that first bottle of melatonin gummies until this time, that is what he does. And he has absolutely no problem taking his melatonin gummies to get to sleep at night. When we initially did it, and after a little bit of time, he just started, wanting his gummies at night, and he literally told me because it did help him sleep. Now, the thing is, he does still really struggle with anxiety. He's actually on Lexapro for his anxiety, but it's still quite a struggle with him. And I completely understand that. I struggle with anxiety myself. But this video is about his sleeping. And since he's been on the melatonin gummies, he's able to sleep through the night and gets up for school just, with no problems, sometimes even before the time that I would wake him up. He goes to bed at a decent hour, gets up at a decent hour. So at this time, with his melatonin gummies, his sleep schedule is fine. So that's what happened. So we are at 9 minutes and 42 seconds, 43, 44, 45, 46. And that's the end of this video. So for tomorrow's video, it is going to be about the struggles we have shampooing his hair and how that's all worked out. And I also did forget to mention at the beginning of this video that this is a peaceful channel, and any negative comments, hateful comments, or trolling comments will be deleted. I enter that disclaimer because I don't want to get any feedback that, it's freedom of speech, or that, that I'm just, only allowing the nice comments, which is true. I don't want any negativity or hatefulness or anything like that on this channel. This channel is about the struggles and victories with Tristan, having ASD as a single parent. But this channel is not a democracy. This channel is a monarchy. So that's why I enter the disclaimer usually at the beginning of each video, that any hateful comments, any negative comments, any trolling comments, or anything like that will be deleted. And I also enter in the disclaimer that I'm not a medical professional and I'm not an autism expert. I'm just a single parent. I enter in that so people don't mistake what I'm saying on these videos in any way, shape, or form as medical advice, because it's not. It's just my own personal experience and Tristan's own personal experience and Bevan's own personal experience. And that's where we're at. We're now into 12 minutes of this video. I apologize for doing it a bit longer, but I just had to get that out there because I had forgotten to say all that in the beginning of the video. So I had to add it at the end. So with that, if you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye now.